اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل نعم المولى ونعم النصير. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين سيما بقية الله الأعظم روحي وأرواح العالمين له الفداء. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Thank you for joining us. Today's topic is going to be the deception of the eyes. One of the things that we have been advised to do in the month of Ramadan, while we fast and we stay away from food, so we fast for our stomachs and for our belly. The same way we are also asked to fast for our eyes, that our eyes should be fasting also. So when we look at the eyes, we see that the eyes are a very powerful tool that we have. Our sight and what we see has a lot to do with what we input in ourselves and the state of our faith and what we would have as our attitude and what we would show as our virtues or sins. So let me just speak about the eyes for a bit. When you look at the eyes, a lot of the expressions of the eyes show the inside of a person. When you fear, your eyes become wider. The expression of fear is in the eyes. When we look at something, our eyes make us look at that thing in a large way. They amplify it for us. And it becomes difficult for us. Not that that thing is difficult, but because our eyes make them seem difficult, we always fear. So the eyes are the source of fear in a human being. Where does fear come? You will see that fear comes to you through your eyes. You might see a mountain to climb, and you see as you are at the base of that mountain, the mountain will seem daunting. It will seem huge. How can I ever do this? But then when you actually do it, it's not so difficult. I have that experience for people who go for Hajj. At first, they're so concerned. There's so much fear that what would happen is so difficult. But when they actually do it, they were like, that wasn't that hard. That wasn't that difficult. Or for example, when they go for Arba'in and they see that the walk that we do from Najaf to Karbala, such a long walk, takes 3 days to walk, and a lot of them are afraid at the beginning, but when they actually do it, then they look at that and say, Alhamdulillah, Subhanallah, that wasn't that difficult. This is a fear that the eyes puts into us and always makes things difficult. It is the blunder of the eyes, the fault of our eyes. The eyes make things look bigger than what they actually are. If you ever seen, for example, your rear view mirror or the side view mirror in your car, you will see it's written there that objects in a mirror are closer than they appear. It's the same thing with our eyes. When we see things, it makes us see things larger, bigger, more difficult and harder than what they actually are. It's like, for example, when you put a stick in the water, you will see the illusion of the stick will become bigger. It seems bigger or it looks bigger. Such is life when we look at it with these eyes. Life, whenever we do things in life, our eyes makes those things look much more difficult than what they are. This is not just physical, but it is actually spiritual also. This phenomena is also in our spiritual being. Our eyes make things look at other things and make things harder than what they actually are, or different than what they actually are. They deceive us and they have this deceptive power over us. Someone who watched the serial of Imam Ali, there's a serial of Imam Ali that was made in Iran, and someone watched it. And they commented and said, I shouldn't have watched that, because seeing Imam Ali amongst these people and all of these things and him just living like that, and they showed his feet and they showed his hands, I don't have the same respect for Imam Ali. Really, always I think of that image. Or for example, those people who saw The Message, the movie that was made about the Prophet in America. They showed Hamza, the uncle of the Prophet, as the main character, who was played by Anthony Quinn, an actor. So now every time they thought of Hamza, they thought of Anthony Quinn. And he became the persona of Hazrat Hamza. So a lot of people, they said that we cannot respect him anymore because we saw him in with a face and a hand, and it's difficult now. But the issue is this: why is it difficult? Just because there's a face on the Imam or a face on the Prophet, you would lose respect for him? What do you think they had? Light in their face? Or they think they walked around with halos on their head? I mean, they were normal, ordinary people who walked around and did things in life just like we do. They went for shopping. They went to buy things. They talked to people. They would meet and discuss and do things just like normal people do. Why is it that if we get to know that they're normal, or if they get to know that they had a face, it's going to make us disrespect them? This is something that we need to analyze within ourselves. Because if that is the case, Alhamdulillah, we don't live in their times where we actually had to see them. Imagine the people who lived in those times. They actually had to see the Imams, living with them, walking around with them, going through the problems of life just like we are going through. How would we respect them? How would we look at them in the right way? The eyes deceive us and make us think that things are different. No, just because a person looks ordinary doesn't mean that he's ordinary. Just a person who to our eyes seems to be like a normal person isn't a normal person in reality, because this person is the Imam who is Masoom, who has been appointed by Allah, who has been given ilmul ghaib, who has been given knowledge and is at the height of Iman. That is the greatness in him, not just how he looks. So the eyes may make us seem that they are normal when they're not. In the Battle of Uhud, for example, in the Battle of Uhud, the Prophet was struck by a spear and one of the teeth was broken and it was stuck inside. A tooth of the Prophet was broken and it got lodged inside his jaw. And it was painful. It was painful for the Prophet because the tooth was lodged in his jaw and he was holding it in pain. One of the companions saw the Prophet in pain, so he came there and he stuck his mouth in the mouth of the Prophet and he pulled that tooth out. Now, if someone sees this scene, is it going to make him disrespect the Prophet? Or to think that this is not good? Or he doesn't look so holy anymore? And friends, the Prophet wasn't doing miracles all the time. His life was not just trying to do miracles and doing these extraordinary, fascinating things all the time. It was a normal life where he got hurt just like we did. He was in pain just like we did. He got sick just like we did. He died just like we die. So our eyes, if we actually see them, might make us disrespect the Prophet. This is a deception of the eye. This deception of the eyes is very dangerous. It is a very dangerous thing that we have within ourselves. We need to be aware of the fear that our eyes create within us. We need to be aware of that fear, and we need to fear that fear that the eyes create in us, because it's not real fear, it's an illusion. And it makes us do things in life, hold beliefs in our life that are untrue. So what do they do? Two things it does. Two things that these eyes do. They make easy things look hard, and they make hard things look harder. So whenever something is easy, it makes it look difficult. And whenever something is difficult, it makes it look harder. So it intensifies. Anything that we see, it intensifies that. For example, one of the deception of the eyes, my friends. I'll give some examples so that we can be clear as to how they work. One of the deception of the eyes is that the eyes make the blessings that others have look more impressive than the blessings that we have. When you look at other people's blessings and what Allah gave them, it always looks better. You will see that, wow, look at him. He has such a good life. He has such a nice life. He has, all the things. And here I am. I like this, I like that, I like this. This is the eyes that are looking at these things that way. They make the blessings of others look bigger, and they make our blessings look smaller. And this makes us think that others are better off than we are. And we have a hard time with that. All our life, we have a hard time with this view or this vision. We make so many mistakes and we do so much wrong just because of this blunder or this deception that the eyes is doing for us. That's why it said, fast in the month of Ramadan for your eyes also. Keep them away from haram. Keep them away from these. Train them. See what they're seeing and make sure that you see with them correctly. One of the mistakes is this. And because of that, many sins come about. I'm just giving this example so you can ponder over it. See, why is it that the eyes always make me look at other people as being better off than I am? Friends, everyone is the same. Allah loves everyone, and Allah has given the same tests and the same problems in different types to everyone. The types are different, yes. Some are tested with this, the others are tested with that. Those things are different, but it's equal for everyone. They get whatever they're capable of getting. Everyone got what they're capable of getting, and hence it should not be a problem. But we don't see it that way. Our eyes are deceptive, and they make us look things like that. Our eyes make it hard for us to get closer to Allah. This is an actual characteristic of the eyes in this world. What I'm saying is truly one of the characteristics of the eyes in this world. I want you to pay attention to this eyes. It's an amazing phenomena that we all have. And if you can understand it, then we can deal with it better. In this Ramadan, we should try to deal with it in the best way possible. What the eyes do is that one of the other things that they do is that they make the journey look longer. The journey to Allah, it makes it look longer than what it actually is. When you look at life, and when you look at the life that's going to come ahead for you, it makes it look so long. Oh, we have a long way to go. We have to go through our young life and our adult life and our retired life. We have a long way to go, many years. Let it just go on. My friends, it's not long. It's very short. Looking back, you will see how short your life was. But when you were young, did you imagine that your life is going to be this short? When you were 18 years old and you had the next 50 years of your life in front of you, you thought that was a long road ahead of you. But now that you are 65 or 70 and you look back, how short is it? Wow, that was so easy, wasn't it? Now, if you had the same view at that time, it would have helped you accomplish so much more. Because you would have the urgency to act because your life is short. But the eyes deceived us. They made us think that we had a long life ahead. I can do istighfar. Yes, I have many years to do istighfar. I have many years to do tawbah. I have many years to make up my prayers. Alhamdulillah, inshallah, when we get to that. And now when we look back at it, we see how less the time was, how short this life was that passed by us. This is the deception of the eyes. And because it gives us this illusion, we make a mistake in doing the things and giving priority to wrong things in life and not giving priority to the important things in life. This is the mistake that came out of it because of this reason. The third thing that eyes do is that they make the path look more dangerous than what it is. You look at the life, as we live our life, you'll see that they make everything intensified, every risk intensified, every danger intensified tenfold. We are always afraid of doing things. Why? Because we are afraid of the consequences that's going to happen to us is so great. Many people never get to do amazing things in life just because they were afraid of the consequences, because they seem so great and so grave. They never took the chance to do it. It's like swimming. Once you just need to make that dive into the deeper end of the pool. But because of fear, we never did that. Marriage, children, so many things come by. In jobs also. If I could just take that one risk at the right moment, I could have done something else in my life. I wouldn't have been regretting. It's very difficult that looking back and say, I had the opportunity to do that and now I'm regretting why I didn't take it. Because at the time when the opportunity was there, your eyes made it look too risky. This is a mistake that happens by the deception of the eyes. The eyes deceived us. Yes, it's a risk, but not that big of a risk. Everything is a risk. Walking on the street is a risk. Getting out of the house is a risk. Waking up is a risk. Everything is a risk to an extent. And hence we need to see the eyes, how they're deceiving us. We need to see things deeper than what they actually are, my friends. Not just superficially we need to see them deeper. Imam Jafar as-Sadiq alayhi salam has said, everyone sees with their physical eyes. Everyone sees with their physical eyes, but a mu'min, a believer, sees with his spiritual eyes, which are the eyes of the heart. The heart's eyes. Imam Sadiq says, look at life from the eyes of your heart, not from your physical eyes. Because your physical eyes deceive you. They will make things look different than what they are. But the eyes of the heart are more accurate. They'll look at things accurately, the way things are. And hence, in order for us to have perception, to see things with more insight, we need to start looking at things with those eyes that we have inside our heart. The eyes deceive you, the heart doesn't. The eyes might approve someone when the heart doesn't approve of him. The eyes might disapprove someone, but the heart is approving of him. Go with the heart. Go with what the eyes of the heart says, what that basirat that comes from your heart. When that basirat is there, go with that. That is more accurate for you. It will help you. It has to be made strong. And then when it's made strong, then your physical eyes that you see, things that you see in your eyes, it needs to be synchronized with your heart. Don't let the eyes fool your heart. Don't let the eyes put fear in your heart. Make the heart control the eyes and give confidence. And then you will start seeing things in the right way. This is the sight, the eyes that you will see Allah on the Day of Judgment. Not physical eyes, but the eyes of your heart. Those are the eyes that you will see Allah with on the Day of Judgment. Not physical eyes. Allah can't be seen with physical eyes. He is not physical. But the heart will see Allah. The heart will recognize Allah. The heart will know the presence of Allah. It will know the presence of Allah here also. This is the eyes. This is the eyes that if you don't have them, it is even useless for you to see the Imams with the physical eyes. If you get to see Imam Mahdi with your physical eyes, it has no meaning. It has no meaning. How many people saw Rasulullah with their physical eyes? They saw him. How many people actually benefited from his presence who saw Rasulullah? Hardly anyone. So what was the use of seeing the Prophet? What's the use of seeing the Imams with your physical eyes? My friends, the real sight and the real seeing and spotting of the Imam is with the spiritual eyes, the eyes of the heart. When you see the Imam with the eyes of your heart, then you actually have seen the Imam. That is the real meeting. That is when you have met him. This is why we look at the world with that thing. One of the secrets of ziyarat is that. The secrets of ziyarat is that the heart should make the ziyarat before the eyes. When you go for ziyarat, it doesn't matter if you go physically to Karbala. If your heart did not see the Imam, that physical journey will be useless. It is the eyes of the heart that make the actual ziyarat, where you actually see the Imam. Ahlulbait were like this, seeing with the eyes of their heart. Imam Ali says that when he was asked, did you see Allah? He says, I do not pray to anything that I have not seen. He said, how did you see Allah? He said, I saw Allah with the eyes of my heart. That's how I saw Allah. This is Imam Hassan, whose birthday is going to be from tonight. He says that our whole house was enlightened with the light of our mother Fatima. When our mother used to be in the house, the whole house used to have a light, a nur. How did we see that nur? From the eyes of the heart, not from the physical eyes. It used to be filled with this light. Imam Ali alayhi salam has said, غُضُوا أَبْصَارَكُمْ أَمَّا حَرَمَ اللَّهِ تَرَوْنَ الْأَجَائِبِ. He says, abstain or take your eyes away from that which Allah has made haram. Don't look at that which Allah has made haram. And if you don't look at what Allah has made haram, He will make you see ajaib. He will make you see wonders. People who stay away from looking at haram, they are able to see wonders. How can they see wonders and amazing things and fascinating things in this world? Because they have trained their eyes not to look at haram, and Allah has made them look at amazing things in life. Look beyond the light of bulbs and the beauty of flowers to the actual flowers itself. We just go just by the physical beauty of flowers. Look at the actual flower. When you start seeing the actual beauty, it will be different. When a person starts to experience life with the real eyes, the eyes of the heart, then he starts experiencing life in a greater way. Everything looks different now. Everything looks more real now. It's not fake beauty, it is actual beauty. It is not something superficial, it's very deep, very meaningful, very relevant. He enjoys more and he's distressed more also. Both things, his happiness and sadness is intensified. If he sees beauty, he experiences joy and happiness in a much more intense way. If he sees sadness, he becomes distressed and he feels that pain in a more intense way. That's why the Imams enjoyed more than others, and that's why the Imams cried more than others. Really, when they enjoyed, they actually enjoyed everything in life. They actually enjoyed it truly. And when they felt the pain of any hardness or if anything wrong, of any dhulm, they felt it more than others. And they cried more than others. You know, when you see someone, for example, killed or madloom and oppressed by others, you feel sad, don't you? You feel sad. If you looked at the world with your real eyes, your sadness will be intensified. Imams, when they saw dhulm, they really felt sad. It used to hurt them a lot when they used to see dhulm. It was hard for them to deal with it. Unlike us, we just look at it, we feel bad, we say astaghfirullah and we move on with our lives. It's difficult for the Prophet and the Imams to do that. It's not the same way, my friends. Rasulullah used to be up at nights and he used to be on his toes for hours praying to Allah for the forgiveness of people, for his nation, for his followers. He would be begging Allah and he would be hurting himself until Allah had to stop him and say, you're going to kill yourself by doing this. You're hurting yourself. But the pain that Rasulullah had of seeing people going astray or hurting themselves or doing wrong was so intense in his heart. He used to have that pain. And such is because he looks at the world in a real way, in a true sense. That's how he used to look at the world. When you look at the world with your actual eyes, which is the eyes of the heart, then you start seeing the world differently. Everything has a different meaning a real meaning in your life. Your family is going to have a real meaning. Your work is going to have another meaning. Everything that you do is going to have a different meaning in life. And the same thing is with sadness also. It gets magnified. It gets magnified. You know, if we see someone close to us die, it's painful for us. It's painful. Now imagine if the Imams see someone die, so much more pain that they have in their heart than we do. Because that pain is real for them. That pain is real for them. And from here, you begin and scratch the surface of understanding the pain of the Imams. When Imam Hussein came to the body of Ali Akbar and saw Ali Akbar on the ground, son, the pain that he felt, we cannot even imagine, because to him it's much more real than what we feel. It's much more real than what he feels. That's why it's difficult for us to understand what they go through, because they are real people who see everything intensely and everything differently also. When Bibi Zainab saw Karbala and what happened in Karbala, she said, وَمَا رَأَيْتُ إِلَّا جَمِيلًا. I did not see anything except something that was really beautiful. Every sacrifice, every pain, every intense reaction, and every madloom occurrence was so beautiful that it was a masterpiece. It's difficult. It's different when you see things with your heart rather than with your eyes. And hence, in the month of Ramadan, as we go through this and fast, look at the eyes and see we need to control the effect that our eyes have on us and start seeing the world and our life from the eyes that are inside us. That are inside us. وآخر الدعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. Please recite Surah Fatiha for your marhumin and the shuhada of Islam.
Allahumma salli ala